Joining us now to discuss, former Manchin senior advisor and partner at Capitol Counsel, Jonathan Kott, plus former California Republican Party chair and attorney Tom Del Beccaro. Tom, I want to go to you first. An endorsement by the Koch Foundation. In and of itself, that is very unlikely to sway many rank and file Republican voters. However, those tens of millions of dollars that they could donate to the Nikki Haley campaign could be a massive game changer. As we've seen in many past elections, the person who spends the most money typically comes out on top.
This is a big deal. No one can deny this, even though the DeSantis camp is. Why is this so helpful? Nikki Haley's been smart. She hasn't criticized Trump, and she has drifted up in the polls. The DeSantis camp has criticized Trump, and he has drifted down. This money and this support, politics is a game of addition. She's going to be number two shortly here, the consensus number two, and anything can happen in politics. Just ask Lyndon Johnson, who was set to become reelected, and it didn't happen. So this is a good day for her. There's no turning away from that.
Anything can happen in politics. We know that to be true here. Jonathan, have we ever seen anything happen in politics to where somebody led so much like former President Trump and then go on to lose? Have we ever seen that before?
Not in my lifetime. I think this is a good day for Nikki Haley. I'm sure she will enjoy some, 1 or 2% bump, but it's hard to say she's rising in the polls when she's down 40 points in her home state. So, she'll get a couple extra staffers, some more airtime, maybe a couple more ads in New Hampshire. But the Koch brothers have opposed Donald Trump in the past. I don't know that it made any difference. They are very good at actually pushing a legislative agenda on the Hill. I don't know how effective they are at actually defeating Donald Trump, something they've been trying to do for a number of years.
Jonathan, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, because think of 2016 when we saw Hillary Clinton. Her poll numbers, we know polls are oftentimes wrong, but she was leading the numbers. Some numbers in some polls were crazy ahead of Donald Trump, and he ended up coming back with the win. Tom, I want to ask you.
She wasn't up 40 points.
Very true. Very true. However, I do think that polls can be wrong. Tom, I'm wondering, Nikki Haley now closing in on 20%. That's pretty significant.
It is. I'm not saying that she's going to overtake Trump. He would have to fall significantly himself, and he's got no plans for that. Only potentially a guilty verdict could really jumble things up. But for her career, this is a great thing moving forward. That doesn't mean she's going to win the nomination. I'm not on record on saying that. But look, politics is a game of addition. And because she hasn't angered Trump voters by going after Trump, she's setting herself up well for the future.
Jonathan, real quick, you got about 30 seconds. Haley and DeSantis, they lose Iowa. The caucuses are coming up in about 7 weeks. Trump wins. Is it over?
Yes. If Trump wins Iowa, it is over. He rolls into New Hampshire. Maybe Chris Christie has, a little bit of fight left in him. But if he wins Iowa and then New Hampshire, it's over. I think it's over even if I don't see an opportunity for him to lose Iowa, but I think it's over the second he wins by 30 points, and they should all at that point get out. I don't think Chris Christie will, but I think at some point they should just coalesce around him, and it will be better for him as a nominee. I'm actually hopeful he's the nominee as a Democrat, but I agree that this is great for Nikki Haley. This sets her up perfectly for 2028. I think she'd probably be the leading contender then.
Still fun to talk about, even though former President Trump is up big time. It's the democratic process. And we love it here in the United States. We got to see it play out, right, guys?
Right.
Absolutely. Jonathan Kott, thanks for joining us. Tom Del Beccaro, sir, stick around. We're going to talk more later.